In today's video, we're going to be talking about how you can make a bunch of money this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. Make sure to drop a like and consider subscribing if you find this video helpful or useful. In GTA Online this week, we have some pretty decent bonuses going on, including some free stuff, some of which is carrying over from last week, but we do have some other free stuff that's new this week. So we're going to do a brief overview of that just before we get into anything else, in case you're unaware of what those things are. So available by logging in this week or next week, we still have that $1 million bonus available from last week. If you haven't claimed it, you can still get it this week or next week, like I said, and you're going to receive it within 3 days of your first login to the game. So if you claimed this money last week, you will not be able to get it again. It's a one-time thing. But again, if you missed it last week, you can get it right now. Now we do have 2 free items this week, one of which is carrying over from last week, and that's the free vehicle cargo warehouse, which is worth $2.2 million, and it's the LSIA location. Now there's 2 LSIA locations. This is the one that's going to be closer to the airport. Now in addition to this, we also have a free coil rocket Voltic available to be claimed, which is a $3.8 million car, and this is going to have to be stored inside of a vehicle cargo warehouse. So if you don't own one, you should claim this free LSIA location and then get your free rocket Voltic. Altogether, that is a $6 million value for completely free this week, which is kind of insane. Now, if you're going to want to get that vehicle cargo warehouse, you're going to have to own a CEO office. And once you do, you're going to have to go in there, go to the computer and go to the vehicle cargo section on the office computer, go into the warehouse map, and that's where you're going to find this location for the LSIA vehicle cargo warehouse, and you're going to be able to claim it for free. Now, if you don't own a CEO office, luckily they are 50% off this week again, as they were last week. So you should be purchasing one. And if you're on a budget, you should just grab Maze Bank West. It's $500,000 this week. And unfortunately, no upgrades are discounted, but none of them are even necessary for the CEO office, to be completely honest. So it doesn't even really matter. Just make sure you get an office while they're 50% off. That's a really, really good discount. We barely ever even get 50% off of anything. So this is pretty good. The only upgrade you might want to consider with your CEO office is going to be the accommodation, but even then it doesn't really matter, because if you have a mansion or something like that, you can just teleport or fast travel to your CEO office anyways, so spawning in there is not really that much of an advantage most of the time for most people. All right, so those are the free things this week. Now we're going to talk about one more bonus, which is a $500,000 bonus for participating in 5 community series jobs. Now this went on last week, and there's a separate $500,000 available for that. This week there's another separate $500,000 available, and next week there will be another $500,000 available. Now, these community series jobs this week are also on Triple Money and RP to begin with as well. So not only are you going to get a $500,000 bonus for completing these, but you're also going to get a lot of money for just participating in them in the first place. Now, to tie into this, the community jobs that are on bonus money are actually paying pretty well. Now, I was able to get $30,000 to $50,000 per job that I did, and each of those jobs took less than 8 minutes, and I only did them with a couple of players. So the amount of people that you play these jobs with and the amount of time spent will increase the payouts as well. So if you get into some fuller lobbies, you can potentially earn a ton of money with this. Now we also have the weekly challenge that sort of ties into this as well, as it did last week. And the challenge this week is going to be to win 3 death matches, and you're going to get a $100,000 bonus for doing that. And you can kind of work those into the participating in community jobs challenge as well, because a lot of death matches are on bonus money. So you can potentially win 3 death matches out of your 5 community jobs that you need to do anyways. You're going to get an extra $100,000 out of it. So really, it's not a bad thing to take advantage of. Now we also have the document forgery office on Double Money this week, which is an okay bonus. Now a full business is going to sell for just over $300,000 this week. And that's obviously not considering the potential of a high demand bonus, which you could make up to $450,000 per sale if you can do it, which honestly isn't that bad. Now, we do have a crew that you can join through our Discord server, which is linked in the description of this video, so that you can get into some crew sessions for your cell missions, and those are going to be completely safe, and you'll get the high demand bonus for them. So consider doing that if you're interested. For those of you interested, we're also going to be hosting a crew session later tonight. I'm going to be live streaming, so if you're interested in joining for that, sell some document forgery as well as whatever other businesses you have, that is going to be going on. So tune into my live stream. It's going to be about 15 hours after this video comes out, so check it out if you're interested. Now we also have the document forgery office 40% off this week, including upgrades. This is something I don't really recommend getting into. I would only use the document forgery bonus this week if you already have document forgery, unfortunately. I would not go out of your way to buy it this week. It's going to take you a long time to pay it off, and I just simply don't think it's really worth it. Now, another bonus that we have this week are the Gerald contact missions. Those are going to be on triple money and triple RP. So if you want to level up, this is going to be a really good way to do this, and 3 times money is actually pretty good, especially if you're a lower level player. Now keep in mind that the more players you play these contact missions with, and the longer you take, the more money you're going to make with those missions. Now typically for each player you add in a contact mission, your pay and RP will be raised by 10% for each player. So a maximum of 40% with all 4 players. With triple money on top of this, it really is a pretty good way to make money. Now just for a simple Gerald mission that I did by myself, it took about 3 minutes to complete. I was paid about $14,000, which isn't fantastic by any means, but if you're a lower level player, that's not bad. Plus the RP is going to be a big focus for you guys, so I would take advantage of this for sure. Of course, this week you should also do your HSW time trial if you have it available. This week it's one of the easiest ones. It's East Vinewood to Vespucci Beach. Now for this time trial, you're going to want to go down to the highway as fast as humanly possible and bomb down towards the beach. Now I typically like to stay on the right shoulder for about halfway down the highway before I eventually cross over. And I'm gonna go across both sides of the highway and into the grass field that's just outside of the Vespucci police station. You're gonna go past the Vespucci police station, take that left, go down the road until you take the right, and that's where the mask shop is gonna be, and that's the end of the time trial. And just like that, in well under the par time, that's $250,000 deposited into your Maze Bank account, which is pretty awesome. So pretty much the same as last week. I think this is actually a decent week for most players. Just the freebies alone are almost $6 million worth of stuff, and with the additional bonuses for the community jobs, as well as that free $1 million, you can do really well this week, in my opinion at least. Now I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, consider dropping a like and subscribing. I do this style of video every single Friday, so if you enjoy it or find it informative, consider sticking around. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Peace.